Tessa David can't always find the words she wants to say.
It's there in your mind, but I can't get it out.
Orange markings still paint the bridge as detectives investigate what happened and how exactly Savannah died.
We don't have the cause. The only thing we can tell you is that the vehicle left the roadway. Now, the reasons for leaving the roadway is what we're trying to piece together at this.
Their lives read like a screenplay. But this story is real. Snippets of time document the greatest joys and deepest sorrows. Joey, Rory, and little Indiana. This is a story, these pictures you will see online today as you wake up and look through your feed, because everyone who knows these two young women is desperately hoping to find them. This is the entrance here to the trail where they were last seen. We know family members have been out here for hours. Right now, though, the search has been suspended while it's been dark. Police, though, telling us they do plan to pick it back up in the morning. But right now, no one knows where these two 13-year-olds might be. So we want to show you their pictures so you can better look. Here's a look. Liberty, or Libby German, is described as 5'4" with a heavy build, shorter shoulder-length blonde hair and blue eyes. She was wearing a tie-dyed shirt that's fringed at the bottom, gray sweatpants, and unknown black lettering on it with some black Nike shoes. Abigail, or Abby Williams, also 13, is 5'4". She has a small build, medium-length blonde hair, and hazel eyes. She was wearing a gray zip-up sweatshirt with a burgundy t-shirt underneath and then blue jeans. They were last seen around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon near an abandoned railroad bridge. It's known as the Monon High Bridge. It's here just outside Delphi, right where we are. They were supposed to meet up with a family member to pick them up here, but when that family member got here, they were not here to be met by that family. We've been sharing these photos online, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere you see them, please share them as well. But in the meantime, right now, the search has been suspended because it's just so dark, there's not much to see. Ben and Julia. Investigators still don't know what caused the crash here on Ronald Reagan Parkway. They do know that 20-year-old Jesse Hurt was driving, his 18-year-old girlfriend Savannah in the passenger seat. The car went off the road and into this ditch, one life ending with so much left to give. 18-year-old Savannah Bettis celebrated her last day of senior year with a series of text messages to Mom.
It's been a fast 18 years. Today my angel graduated. So proud of you. Love you. And then she texts me back, love you, with a heart.
But around 5:30 that day, the crash. Orange markings still paint the bridge as detectives investigate what happened and how exactly Savannah died.
We don't have the cause. The only thing we can tell you is that the vehicle left the roadway. Now, the reasons for leaving the roadway is what we're trying to piece together at this point.
Family says Jesse was madly in love with his girlfriend. It seemed most everyone adored the small 4'11" senior, who friends say was an original.
Kids seem to follow a trend, and everybody followed Savannah, because it was like she had this special gift to reach into their hearts and draw them in.
She hoped to use that gift to become a special education teacher and was planning to start at Ivy Tech in the fall, her parents' only child.
That's what helped us along in life, was Savannah. I mean, she was unique. She always was herself. And just amazing, loving daughter. Just amazing. Amazing little angel.
Because the investigation is ongoing and because this is such a busy stretch of roadway, investigators are still hoping to speak with witnesses. And they also tell us that the autopsy results for Savannah should be released early next week. Their lives read like a screenplay. But this story is real. Snippets of time document the greatest joys and deepest sorrows. Joey, Rory, and little Indiana.
I didn't actually have an urge to make the movie into a film. I had an urge to film our lives.
We sat down with Rory Feek at a studio in New York City.
Rory documented their journey on film.
After a whirlwind day of interviews on national networks, a pause to reflect on the final months of his wife's life which they spent in Alexandria, Indiana.
We were there for 5 months, and I felt like it was not just her home, it was my home. The people were incredible, and there isn't a place that we went that people didn't take care of us.
She started her life there, she ended her life there. Was that important to her?
I think in the end it was important to her. Her roots were deep in Indiana, and it felt like the right place for her to live out her life. If you have to sit somewhere and prepare to meet your maker, that's a pretty place to sit.
Right in Alexandria?
Yes, in Alexandria.
Somebody's wearing her hat. Good.
I've always told my wife that if she ever wanted to move back home, back from Tennessee to Indiana, I would be game. When she got sick and realized that more than likely she wasn't going to get better, she wanted to come home and spend time with her family. And she came for a few days that turned into a few weeks, that turned into a few months. And I feel like I got to follow through on what I told her, which is, if you want to go home, I want to go home.
Those months were spent watching little Indiana giggle and grow. Indiana has Down syndrome, but Rory believes God doesn't make mistakes.
There were some people around us, even Joey's daddy sometimes said, "Could she get a break? Like, you know, why can she not even get a break?" It didn't even occur to her that she wasn't getting one. It really didn't occur to me either.
Do you sing to Indiana?
I do. At night when Indy is getting ready for bed, we put her pajamas on and she sits in my lap, and she will always do the same thing. She'll sign music. She wants me to do a song for her, and I'll ask which one, and I'll name a couple of songs, and she'll say, "Yes, yes." So most of the time I sing "I Surrender All" for her. Joey had specific songs she sang, "In the Garden" and "Amazing Grace." Yeah, my pretty lady. But mine is "I Surrender All." All to thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender all.
What do you miss most about Joey?
I just miss her companionship. I miss Joey being here by my side. I've never really had to do an interview without her chair sitting right here. I don't really like it, but it's the way that it is. I'm so thankful to have all this footage and have this film of her life. I'm just so blessed that something tugged inside my heart and hers and said, "Push record on the camera. Someday this will matter."
Tessa David can't always find the words she wants to say.
It's there in your mind, but I can't get it out.
But you can see them in her eyes, like the way they brightened stepping onto the field again at Lucas Oil Stadium.
So loud. Hearing the crowd yelling excites me.
Simply walking, giggling with friends, or granting us an interview is a remarkable feat. 1 year ago this month, Tessa was in the shower when she started feeling dizzy.
I put my hand up and it fell down. I turned the shower off and I thought I had a vertigo. My vision was blurry. I was dizzy. I had a serious headache.
Tessa spent nearly 2 days paralyzed, unable to speak in her Dallas apartment. But when she missed work, family, friends, and her boyfriend started to worry. The police were called to check.
The police came in and saw they had a droopy face.
Tessa was taken to the hospital.
They did all the tests on me, and it was a serious stroke. 60% of my brain was damaged.
Step back with the left.
Since that day, Tessa's been through rehab in Dallas, Bloomington, and finally in California, where she's seen incredible improvement through an alternative form of treatment called the Anat Baniel method.
Oh, there it is.
She's right-handed, but the stroke left her with limited use of her right arm, so she's learning to use her left hand instead. She's relearned to walk and counts every step as a blessing.
I could have died in my apartment. I fought through it.
Tessa's sister, best friend, and dad represent the thousands who marvel at Tessa's recovery and unwavering optimism.
She is compassionate, wants people to be happy.
She wanted to be the Tessa that she's always been, you know, the happy, positive, you know, hardworking Tessa.
You know, if she's sitting there trying to figure out a word, she just kind of smiles and laughs about it, and then she's like, well, we'll figure it out at some point, or we're just not going to know what the word is.
Tessa says her years as an NFL cheerleader are behind her, but she still hopes to use that positive spirit to cheer people on as a therapist.
I'm doing Anat Baniel's method. I'm taking her training to help stroke patients where I was at.
Another first for Tessa. After 5 years as a cheerleader, she got to watch the Colts from the stands on Sunday, cheering for her good friends still on the squad.
Go Colts!
And her favorite team.
I want to come back to the games all the time and have life. I enjoy life.
At Lucas Oil Stadium, Naomi Pescovitz, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.